3, 2, 1. Okay, so real quick, here is my old timing cover, spark plug cover, whatever you want to call it, but super nasty, and this needs to be painted. But I noticed that all of these holes have these little metal rings. You can see all those metal rings in the holes, even there. But I'm missing 2, so that one and that one is missing. I went and grabbed my old timing cover, and you can see it's like damaged right here. So I went ahead and popped 2 of these out. So I popped that one out and then that damaged one. So I got 2 of these rings now, and these are actually the exact same size that is needed for this. So before I actually like push it in fully, I'm going to clean out the plastic, making sure these are all cleaned, and then I'll sand these just so there's a little bit of like scratches on it, and then just super glue them in so they don't come out. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that quick. Okay, I am happy with how that came out. Flip this over. Let's see, that looks correct. So super happy with how that looks. All the other ones are good. So I'll go ahead and start sanding this down. I think I'm going to debadge all of this too, so it's all smooth. So here we go. It's time to start sanding. Okay, so I want to pause it right here just to show you real quick. You can see this area that's not sanded. Obviously you're not here in person, so you can't like see it or feel it, but there is this ridge that kind of sticks up, and so I'm sanding that down so it's all smooth. So even like right here, just right here, I want it to all be smooth, and I think that'll be a really nice finish when it is done by sanding all that down. So I'll keep going sanding that all down and then update you guys. And there it is, all sanded down. I'll go ahead and spray a plastic primer over it, then we'll go ahead and follow up with the high build primer on top of that. Now I painted that spark plug cover and then did a brush finish on the valve covers. Oh, look at that. So everything is now pretty cured. I think there's a little dust nib right there. Not a big deal. Maybe there's a few on here, but I'm so excited right now that I have to get this on the engine. So I got brand new seals for the valve covers. So go ahead and put that on the valve covers, and then we'll get this stuff on the engine because I cannot wait to see it. What is this? Oh my gosh, that looks so good. What? Holy cow. Okay, that's my new favorite thing. Now, this is the AC compressor. You can see the old one was quite nasty, so I went ahead and replaced that, but the new one doesn't come with this bracket that lets the tubes connect to it, so we're gonna go ahead and switch that over. While I was at it, I figured might as well shoot some clear coat over it just to keep it good for a lot longer. And then I'm also adding a brand new engagement pulley. And with that together, we can go ahead and throw that on the motor. Of course, you know I got to torque it down to spec. And then I can't even tell you how good it feels seeing all this stuff coming together finally. All right, so I went ahead and did a brush finish and then clear coated this. So we'll go ahead and get this on the engine now. All right, I got some new hardware and a new gasket for this, so let's go ahead and throw that on quick. Okay, I need to make some vacuum lines and water lines for the wastegate. I don't know why I'm so excited to do this, but it just has me all giddy for some reason. So I'm gonna make some water lines and vacuum lines for these things, and then probably do a water line and oil feed and oil drain line for the turbo. Here we go. Ooh, that engine looks good. Okay, so I got the vacuum lines for the wastegates finished. I'm really happy with how that's coming out. They're just tucked away like that. That looks so good. It's a nice, clean job. I am missing the fitting that goes right here for the turbo that actually leads for the vacuum source. Unfortunately, that is on back order for a month, so I'm just gonna go ahead and order a new one. That'll be quick for you guys. Obviously, gotta wait for I gotta find someone else that supplies that. But moving forward, I'm super happy with how these lines came out. You can see we got the MAC valve right here, and then it runs underneath and then behind the water pump. And then you can see it running alongside of the block. And then, see, you can see there, mounts right, or connects right there. So you gotta do, obviously, change the T fitting to just an L fitting, and then, or 90-degree bend, and then obviously it leads underneath and so on. But yeah, time to move on now. We're gonna start tackling the water lines. I was told to use 1/4 line, so I ordered some 1/4 brake line. We'll go ahead and start getting this bended up, and I have a whole bunch of new fittings for that. So here we go. Okay, so here we are. I went ahead and installed a new alternator. I don't know if I got that on camera, and then put on the powerhouse pulley, just so they're matching pulleys. But then I finished the lines off of the turbo and everything. So we got the oil feed line in. As you can see, it obviously comes in from down here on the block and then runs into the oil pressure regulator, and then obviously feeds up into here. I think that looks really good. I went with like a high flow bend versus like the straight 90. That's a hard 90. I think that'll just looked a little bit better than a straight 90 one. And then obviously I tried like matching a little bit of the curve to the turbo. It didn't turn out quite as well as I was hoping it would, but I think it looks pretty good still, especially like when you pop the hood open, you'll have all the tubes and everything. Like a lot of people run them outside against like the strut tower and stuff. I just think this looks better. And then the oil drain line right there, dash 10, I use a soft line, and I use a heat shield or fire shield on that too. So that just obviously goes down into the drain. Yeah, making all these lines has been a massive task. I'm just really happy with how this finally came out. But it takes a lot of work to do. So yeah, let's keep moving on. All right, and then moving on from those lines, we can go ahead and get the clutch installed. The clutch just came in the mail. It is a McLeod clutch. I'm just gonna be super honest. The box I feel like is not good enough for this clutch. Like stuff got damaged during shipping. I'm going to double check, make sure the clutch itself is good, but I already checked it once. So hopefully it's good, and then I'll start reading these directions and we can get this installed. All right, so the alignment tool slides in and out super easy. That's exactly what we're looking for. Next step will be the hydraulic throttle bearing for the transmission. And now with that on, we can go ahead and actually mount the throttle bearing on top of that. All right, the little contraption setup seemed to work really good. I'll go ahead and show you inside now. I think you can see that. We got enough room there for a floater. So yeah, super happy with that. Yeah, this is crazy. This has not been together for like 10 years. So pretty big moment. I'll go ahead now and I'll get like a little with some wood or something down on the side, and then we can go ahead and switch the cherry picker to the engine and drop the whole thing in. And I was lucky enough to have my father and my friend Tucker help me get the engine dropped in. All right, now the tripod for the transmission is next. This holds your shifter linkage to the car. First step was obviously cleaning up the tripod, making it a bit nicer, and the bushings were a bit shot on that. So we got new bushings, and go ahead and get those pushed in. And I don't have anything fancy, but a vise is all that is needed. And you can see underneath the car here where it actually connects to the transmission. And I'm just going to go ahead and get that bolted up. And then I can start connecting the shifter to the actual linkage. And then moving to the top side of the car to get it finished off. And here you can see the catch can I'm using from Powerhouse Racing. I'm just adding a brush finish to it here now. All right, check that out. That is now installed. I do have to remove this line. That's got to get out of here. But yeah, super happy with that. The only thing I'm not too sure about is the wiring. I wish it was tucked down a little bit more, so maybe eventually I'll do that. But for now, it's fine. We'll go ahead and keep moving forward. Okay, so I'm not liking how this is fitting with this fitment coming off of here. We are hitting the oil feed line that I made. Obviously I can make a new oil feed line, but I also don't like how much it's going over the exhaust side, and then also the gap right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the valve covers off. We'll have someone drill and then tap this, and then we'll do a banjo fitting so it runs off straight here. And then I think I have a fun idea for what we'll do with the lines. Oh, okay, so valve cover update. These are Black Lotus Performance valve covers. I decided to go ahead and change the valve covers. It's nice that these come with AN fitting at the rear. And then they have some nice baffling inside. So yeah, Black Lotus Performance, Joe, huge recommendation on these. These things are so nice in person. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get these thrown on and we'll see what they look like in a second. Okay, check it out. I got the valve covers in, ran into a little snag on some of the fitment. They are maybe like machined a little bit too far forward here. You can see like it just doesn't quite want to sit down properly. Let me turn the lights on. Maybe that helps. Yeah, okay. So you can see like it's not sitting fully proper just because the valve covers maybe stick out a little too far that way, unfortunately. Like right there is where it wants to sit, but obviously we can see like the holes not fully lining up. So like it's just a shame that it doesn't want to sit quite right. So I don't know if maybe it's my plastic or if it's the valve covers. Here is the old valve covers that I was using. You can see the OEM ones have this little notch right there. That little notch was what is allowing the valve cover to sit down. Now this one didn't have that, but I took these to my friend Austin. I'll throw them up right here on a video clip. But as you can see, he went ahead and notched out these valve covers. There was plenty of room in the actual valve cover to make that happen. So with that notch now there, this guy now sits on perfectly. So yeah, super happy with that. Huge shout out to Austin. Thank you so much for helping me out with that. I absolutely love these valve covers versus that. This is it. So I'm super excited. We'll go ahead and keep moving forward and getting the rest of the car together. Now the old fan shroud was a bit rough, so obviously it needed a coat of paint. Alright, so I've been having a little bit of issue here with the pulley causing interference with the harmonic balancer. You can see right there that is an actual contact mark when I go ahead and try to put the serpentine belt on. So I did talk with Power Rose Racing, because these are Power Rose Racing pulleys. They suggested switching from the manual transmission idler to an automatic one, and I got a brand new one from them, so we'll go ahead and swap that in. Because it's kind of difficult to do, but I got the other one on and it is still hitting. So I think it's the fluid dampener is the issue. So I'm going to go ahead and add one more tiny spacer behind this and see if that'll work. All right, I turned the engine over quite a few times. The custom spacer seems like it's doing great. There's still some meat on both sides, just barely. I don't know if we can see that. So cool, I'm really happy with that. Just sucks that it's not the OEM belt, because this belt is way nicer, but it is what it is. Okay, so there's so much going on. I got a intercooler from Power Rose Racing that just arrived, and they made a pipe for that. So I have to drill a hole right here. They got this like nice 3D printed template for you. So I am going to drill a hole in this. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm actually going to do this off camera. So hopefully the next shot you guys see, this went really well. So here we go. Okay, check it out. I think that came out pretty good. Yeah, super happy with how that's looking. Obviously it's just a little grimy, but nothing like flaked off or anything. So I'm freaking happy with that. Cool. Check it out. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that all this fits and everything's doing what it needs to be. So yeah, huge shout out to Power Rose Racing for making this setup possible. I did a 4-inch hole. This is a 3.5-inch pipe, so that worked out really good. I think we'll just get like a little grommet or something that'll go around there and it'll look perfect. Yeah, I'm super happy right now because I was all nervous that this wasn't going to work for whatever reason. But yeah, this worked out amazing. So huge shout out to Power Rose Racing for making this possible. I think I do have to maybe trim the bumper so it clears the charge pipe. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just super happy with this right now. So I'm just enjoying the win. Okay, on to the next thing. Check it out. The hanger is now done for the fuel pumps. So I got everything plugged together, not actually spliced together. So I'll go ahead and drop this hole in the hole and then update in a second. Okay, so there's an arrow right here and an arrow right down there. Those two are originally supposed to line up with the OEM hanger, but the top part of this hanger is a lot thicker. So I think that'll do. I was really reefing on it, like the whole plastic and everything started to tear. So I don't know if I should go much tighter. I'll check with someone, see if I'm doing this right. And then in the meantime, I'm just gonna start moving on and making some of the lines and getting these old lines out of here. So cool. Okay, so I want to add a cruise control stalk to the steering wheel. Now this is a TRD airbag or TRD steering wheel with the airbag. So I got that off, and so we're gonna pop the steering wheel off. This is a custom steering wheel that I had made, but yeah, I think a cruise control stock would be really cool. So we'll go ahead and get this off and we can start modifying it. Now I have an old port here. I went ahead and removed the gasket. There's like a little rubber gasket that sits on it like that. Got that removed, so I'll go ahead and glue that on to the new port. So here we go. Okay, you can see I got that rubber gasket there on. I think it's looking really good. An idea of what it'll look like in the car. Cool, I think that looks great. All right, so you can see I got the wheel now back into the car. I want to go over a couple things that I do to modify to make this to work. First step was this side, or this like little mount, I grinded where kind of like my nail is down, and so that way the cruise control stalk like tilts towards me a little bit more. The reason for that was it was actually hitting the back of the airbag, and then on top of that I had to grind down the side of this face right here. So you can see this side is not grinded down, but this side I did have to grind down. The reason for that was it was hitting the stock. So it actually fits in there a little bit better. It looks a little bit nicer with the positioning. Everything is working now. Super happy with how this is coming out. And then because I have what's known as like the Type C TRD wheel, I did change the connector here just to match the actual one for the Supra. So I changed that rather than they have like an extension harness that will pair them together, but I figured that this way is just cleaner. Then there's less wiring that gets bunched up, because there's so much wiring right here and there's not much room, and it's just becoming too much of a headache with all that wiring. So yeah, that is now done. I got this connected. This guy is for the horn. I added a horn plug, or just my own plug that I had laying around. I could have just ordered a single plug, but I just had this laying around and it'll fit down in here just fine. So yeah, we can go ahead now. I actually might unplug this and then route the wire underneath. Yeah, I think I might just go do that off camera, and then I'll get everything bolted back up and then show you guys when it's done. All right, the wheel is now bolted back up. Everything seems to play nicely with the horn, so there's no like binding on any cables. So yeah, I think we are all set here. Got a nice cruise control stalk in the future when the car is running. Cool. Okay, let me show you guys what I got going on here. So I have a battery relocation that I'm doing into the trunk of the car here. Usually they come like with this whole bracket system and everything. I drilled a hole in the trunk, and then I put one of these plates actually underneath it, and then normally it's supposed to sit on like this tray, but I think we're just going to put it actually on the trunk itself, the battery. I don't see why that would be an issue. Maybe someone has an opinion on that being an issue. They can let me know in the comments. But yeah, so I'll drill a hole, and then like I'll mount this one underneath like that one is right now. And then these guys will just sit right there on that. And I think we'll be all set with that. So I'll keep going on this and update you in a second. Okay, so yeah, massive shout out to Pure Function. This is his setup idea. I'm just copying his video basically. Yeah, so that is mounted in. I like how this is sitting now. It just gives you that little bit extra versus having this plate in, where the tray that sits back here can sit actually like right on the foam now. So I really like that. We'll go ahead now and start running some cables. I think Pure Function has this cut out right here and then a ground tied in right there, so we'll probably go ahead and do that. All right, so went ahead and grinded away at the sound ending that I sprayed, and then I recessed a nutsert in there so it's flush with the actual metal, so that way when that is sitting on, so when the lug is sitting on, it'll actually be sitting on the metal. So cool. Okay, so this package just showed up and I'm really excited to get into it. It's one of the missing pieces to the car, one of the few pieces that's left, and this is a pretty big deal. So let's open it up. Oh my gosh. Yo. Oh baby, let's go. So it's the wiring harness for the Motech. Massive shout out to Eric Lamb for building me this wiring harness from scratch. This is gonna be this is gonna be so sick. Okay, I think that is it. Let's get this out of the bag and get a closer look. All right, so check this out. Once again, massive shout out to Eric Lamb. He built this whole thing from scratch for me, basically telling me what I need and don't need and suggesting stuff that I should change for my build and my needs. So huge shout out to him. If you need a Motech wired up, he is the man to go to. This is just next level. Everything's in like Raychem, all this nice wiring work that he did all from scratch. I cannot believe this. But yeah, I honestly did not think I would be running Motech on my car, let alone Motech plus this sick wiring harness. So I'm beyond stoked with this. If you need a Motech wired up, he is the guy to go to. He has everything neatly labeled. Absolutely love this. Man, this is crazy. He even did like sub harnesses for me. So moving to like the engine side or engine bay side of things here, he cut all this stuff off so it's like a sub harness, so that way if you need to have like your coil pack harness removed and whatever, you can switch over to that. Like if something's wrong with maybe one of those, or if you're just taking it off, you don't have to take the whole harness out, you can just take the sub harness out, which is beyond nice, and I'm super thankful for that. He's been super helpful, like telling me what sensors I should be running, what brand to use and everything. So really nice to have all of his wisdom too with figuring all this out, because a lot of this is still new to me. So yeah, beyond stoked with this. Can't thank you enough, dude. I'll include Eric Lamb's info right here, so that way you guys can get in contact with him if you need to build a Motech harness, because this is just next level. You will not get better than this. Yeah, this is so crazy. Okay, obviously the progress is a giant mess. No, just kidding. So I got the battery installed. We got it hooked up. I got ground and power going. We got a relay switch right there for turning power on and off. So power on. We got two ground cables. One ground cable is right here. Then I have another ground cable that leads up to the front, going into the car with power working. Grab the key. Everything is working. I went through an issue where I couldn't get the locks to work, but I got locks working now. That side is still open on the door. I've been rewiring up the speakers. All of the OEM connectors on the speaker have been cut, so just going through and trying to make sure those are pinned correctly. Radio works. Yeah, all the dash lights are working. All right, now over on the engine bay side of things, I've been slowly getting Eric Lamb's wiring harness tucked away here, figuring out like the best routing that he prefers, and then just trying to like clamp it in, and then that way it's tucked away nicely, not just all zip tied. These are extras that'll get plugged in when the manifold comes on. Again, that is not done, so I will clean that up more. We got wiring coming in here now, so fuse for the starter. I tried placing this, so like it's kind of out of the way. My reasoning is for right there would be, Eric has his right there, but the intake manifold piping will come through right here, so it kind of tucks it away. But if you needed to, you could access it to get access to the fuse. I have the alternator wire cable run, and then that runs up into the actual fuse box where the original alternator cable was. We did run an issue where I thought I could remove the original alternator wire cable, but you cannot, because that's actually powering a lot of the stuff inside of the car. So that was a hard lesson learned. But yeah, so that's all plugged up. And then I ran a hard line for the overflow tank. So hard line that in. And then on this side, just been trying to tuck away this extra wiring and stuff. So yeah, I got this lead right here for coolant and stuff tucked in behind the block right there, so that should be all set. So yeah, slowly getting there. Okay, this is crazy. Chris CW Boosted, the guy that's going to be tuning my car, I'll put his Instagram and stuff right here so you guys can check him out. But he's saying he's got some time. It's the day after 4th of July, so it's the 5th of July. But everything is about ready to go for fire up. So engine bay is all ready to go, I think. I'll put on some coolant overflow filler so we can start filling up extra coolant. As the engine starts, it'll suck in and circulate the coolant. Oil's in. I got 3 gallons of fuel in for now. I'll hook up the laptop in a second. The biggest hurdle for me has actually been the relay for the fuel pumps. So I've gone through like 3 or 4 different people. They all want like different setups, but for right now, we're just gonna fire it up under the OEM fuel pump controller. So I'm just using 1 pump to get the car started, and then I got another relay harness being made for the other 2 pumps, because this is a 3-pump 450 system. But yeah, so I got the battery on a tender. Yeah, and we'll be using the 1 pump, and then I'll wire in the other relay harness when that gets here. But for now, just for firing the car up, I'm kind of freaking out, but yeah, that should do. So, and then my biggest concern is actually going to be leaks, because I made so many custom hard lines through the turbo system between oil, water, and vacuum and everything. I got all of the lines tucked away so much that if one of those leaks or something, it'll be a giant pain to fix that. So it's something I wish I didn't do now, but at the same time, I think it looks so nice with them all tucked away like that. So you can see like down there, if you guys remember through the other part of the build, yeah, so everything is like underneath the manifold. So I'm really hoping none of that leaks, hoping the power steering fluid doesn't leak. I got power steering fluid filled in. I got the clutch bled coolant, like I said. I'll put on the overflow filler funnel, and fuel's end. Yeah, I don't know. This has been a long time coming for me, so it's kind of weird that it's finally here. Here we go. Okay, so I was planning on having some people come by for the first startup, but timing just didn't work out. So I'm gonna try doing this all by myself, so wish me luck. Here we go.
Go ahead and fire it up.
All right, dude. Okay, hang on, okay. Here we go. I don't need to hold the clutch in or anything, right?
It depends on your car. Stop you do, but most people bypass it, so
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nothing.
You get to push the clutch in.
Okay, I'll push the clutch in. Oh, the clutch is stiff. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 2, 1. Oh, big backfire.
Okay, alright. We know what that is. So that we're using another cam sensor, that's fine.
Okay.
So I'm guessing you have it on which cam sensor are you using, the front or rear?
The rear.
Ah, Okay, give me a sec. So it fired on the exhaust stroke, so that is.
Yeah, shit.
But that's okay because it gives me data to see if I can't see.
Oh, that should also have had some oil pressure, right?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Alright.
Let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Alright, admittedly, I know that this video has been all over the place, but I got the car jacked up right now. Go ahead and drain the oil and then put some fresh oil in it. We'll inspect the oil when I do that. It's just a bit tricky right now being I'm like one-handed. So yeah, hopefully the oil checks out good and then we can get into some street driving. Here we go. Okay, the oil is actually looking really good. Obviously you got to cut into the oil filter, but just doing that one hand is probably tricky. I probably got to find someone that can do that for me. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put a new oil filter on. I really like the Powerhouse Racing relocation kit, but it does suck a little bit that all of your oil just comes onto your subframe. It's too bad they don't have like an extension thing that you can quick attach when you're gonna drain the oil, so it like funnels it or channels it just over the subframe or something. Like, you know, like it attaches to the bottom and then you only when you're doing the oil or something. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud just because I have to clean all of the subframe now, but I also have to clean the floor because I made a mistake. So yeah, I will fill a new oil filter and then put a new oil filter up in there, and I'll just do that off camera. I'm sure you guys have seen that done a million times, and update you guys in a second. Okay, so the goal for the street ride for this one is 4,000 RPM, and unfortunately the tachometer is not working right now, so I got to try and go off of the screen and also drive, and I'm super nervous, but here we go. I think we're good at 4,000. All right, saving that log and then gonna send it to Chris. And we should be set for the next pull. Oh, I can't believe it. This is crazy. It lived. All right, now Chris started doing some editing on this map, and then once he was finished with this, we went out and did another pull, and this time we actually started to see some boost. What a crazy feeling this is, though. This is absolutely insane. I wish everyone that was into cars or whatever you're passionate about could feel this right now, because like I said, my hands are shaking, and it's been I don't even remember how long, 12 years I think, since I've driven this car. It's always been like on the back burner, and this year I'm like, the past couple of years I've been really pushing to get it done, but always pushing for other people's stuff first. So like I'm really thankful for myself that I pushed this year, and that I found the people that I have found that can help me get to where I'm at right now. You guys know who you are. Twan, Eric, Chris, everyone that has helped. It's just Patrick, Blake. I mean, seriously, there's been a few setbacks, but to be able to hear the sounds and everything, I didn't think I'd get emotional. Yeah. Thank you guys for supporting me. Fun. Okay, so there's still a lot of stuff to do, but I think the goal is going to be this weekend. So in like 4 days for me, there's a car show that happens once a year downtown in the town that I live in. And I think we're going to try and take the car there. It's usually like older muscle cars and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone even knows what a Supra is in my town. So let's go ahead and try and get the car ready to go to a show. Here we go. Oh no. So got too excited, and I guess I forgot to add a pedal stop for the clutch, and blew out the seals or whatever for the tilt-in throw bearing. So got to drop the transmission. I ordered new seals. It's Wednesday, so I don't know if I can make the car show Saturday. I was really hoping to make it. I was really shooting for it. It's just things happen. So I'm gonna try wet sanding, try to not be so depressed. I got a friend coming tonight. He's gonna help me drop the transmission just because I'm still one-handed. So maybe things will show up in time. Maybe we'll get the trans in time. Maybe we can make the car show in time. I don't know. I'm just winging it at this point, and hopefully things work out. And yeah, time to start wet sanding. Okay, so instead of wet sanding, obviously I started dropping out the transmission. Just figuring to get a lot of the stuff out of the way. So now I'm about to take off this C's short throw shifter. So let's just get that out of the way, and then I think it'll be time for when my friend gets here, he can help me actually drop the trans. That way all this stuff is out of the way. Okay, transmission is out. Originally, I started thinking I measured the gapping wrong on the throw bearing, but what actually happened, I can't get a camera in here right now, is this custom machined piece right here that does your spacing is broken. So that is what happened. So we will have to get that reseated on and get a new one of those adapters. Okay, here we can see a lot better what really happened. This is supposed to be attached to that guy. So this is from Joel Granis. I'll go ahead and shoot him a message and see if he's run into this issue before. Maybe he can help me out. There it is. So yeah, that's supposed to be attached to that, and it somehow failed and spun. So all right. Okay, so here is an update. It is the next day for me. Stayed up pretty late getting the trans out, and then kind of inspecting some stuff. I don't remember what I recorded or didn't record. Luckily, my father was able to help me get the last like 5% of getting the transmission out. Unfortunately, I did damage or scrape up the trans tunnel a little bit. I don't think you can see that from outside of the car. So I'm just gonna leave that for now in order to make the car show Saturday, if we can make that, fingers crossed. There's one thing that could cause that to completely not happen, and I'll explain that in a second, but I want to show you guys what actually happened and the cause of the problem. So what ended up happening is this is your throw bearing from the clutch right here. So that goes on like that, and then that's just a hydraulic press. And what originally happened was we thought maybe I did something wrong or set the spacing wrong on the throwback, because you got to set the spacing, and to do that you use this guy right here. This is from Garrett Racing, and you adjust the height and then you like lock the height. So when I first inspected it and seen how far out this was, I was like, oh, I messed up the height. But what ended up happening is this actually like disconnected from the plate. These are two different metals. This is aluminum and then this is steel. I wish they were both steel, and I wish this was like welded together. But yeah, this came off and then just allowed it to spin, allowing the height to get wider and wider on the hydraulic push-out bearing here. And then eventually what happened is it just pushed itself apart. So I have a few ideas I'm going to shoot for on trying to get this now to go back together, and then not only that, not do that again. What I'm thinking is we will go on the back side here and then grind little like notches on it, like maybe 2 or 4 notches, and then when this pushes through, we'll use like red Loctite or something on the base of it, and then where the notches are, we'll hammer it so it creates like a key lock or whatever. So I'm sure it'll be fine then, but it's just unfortunate. Like ideally this would be this right here is steel, this is aluminum, and being able to weld those together would be perfect. So yeah, I'll go ahead and start working at this and then update you guys in a second. Okay, so I think the problem is with not only like the design, not trying to bash anyone here, we're just going over things together. I'm just trying to be transparent. I think the problem was, you know, one, it's obviously like 2 different materials, but I did clean it and there was tons of grease right here. So I'm guessing they grease it up when whoever manufactures it and then pushes it in. So I don't want to push it in quite yet because we're not quite ready. But yeah, so I cleaned that all up. So let's see if we can focus. You can see the inside of that's all clean. The inside of, or the lip of that's all clean. Now I will go ahead and start beveling this out and then updating in a second. That is it. We got a nice seat on the base. I think we're set. That definitely is not going to come out. It's definitely on there good. Okay, so I just want to be super transparent here. Granite has talked to Tilton. I guess they're the ones that manufacture it. Granite has said he's seen a few rare occasions where this has happened. Now I did, on camera you guys saw, I pushed it in and then panicked because we didn't have it right, and I could pull it apart by hand very easy. But he said that they recently changed to a one-piece design. So in the future, if you do get that piece, it will be a one piece and you should not have this issue. But if you have an old model, that is a potential problem that can happen. I did notice too, I can't remember if I had it recorded on camera, the inside of it had grease or anti-seize or something. So that really allowed that thing to spin very easy. So it is what it is. We're gonna move forward. So yeah, I think it's on there good now. I can't, like I said earlier, I could just, with not much force, I could just pull it right apart. Now it's on there pretty good, and it's not gonna rotate. So I think we're gonna be all right. I'm just waiting now for the seals for the Tilton, and then we're just gonna throw it together. Fingers crossed that the clutch doesn't have anything in it. I don't see why it would. For one, if it does hit it, it's spinning out. You know, the centripetal force, it's a big word for me, that's spinning out. So nothing should really go inside of there. Like I said, I did feel in it. It was dry. So even on the fingertips for the clutch, that was all dry. So I'm just gonna send it. If there's an issue, we know why. I just want to enjoy the car. So here we go. Okay, you can see we got it back in. I actually got a transmission jack this time. But yeah, I had a friend come over that helped me. Tuck, thank you so much for coming over, dude. I appreciate it so much. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. – 1 fifth gear and moves, we can get to the show. Okay, so it's up till, I don't know, past midnight. It's early in the morning. One last thing to put in the car. Now, if you are a Supra owner and you happen to know what these are, I've had these for a very long time, and brand new floor mats. So let me put these in and we can hit the road. Holy cow. Let's go, we made it. Oh, I'm right parked next to an older gen Supra, so kind of worked out pretty good. All right, we got two wheels or two rims here, and we got the tires. Let's go ahead and open these up. I'm so excited to see these. Here we go. Yo, let's go. Just past the cop too. Oh. All right, so I am so stoked with where the car is at. Obviously, there's a ton of stuff that I need to do still, but for now, it is running, and I am so stoked. I get to enjoy it every now and then. I like to have it at a point where it still makes me nervous to take it out. I get a little jittery and everything, so that's a lot of fun. I apologize for the lack of videos. I have actually almost lost a finger. Luckily, it's still there. Just being able to work without a working finger has been very difficult, but we're back at it now. Things are going smooth, and I want to thank everyone that's helped me get the car running, because this truly means a lot to me. I cannot thank you all enough. Some of you know who you are, some of you might not. I also want to thank everyone for watching, because you guys help inspire me by being able to share this content with you. It's something that I'm trying to improve and be better at, and hopefully grow into something more than what I am right now. But yeah, right now I am just I'm just enjoying this moment because this is just this is not something you get experience too much. So thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.